Boys and girls, today in the Great Lock Escape, you're going to have to try to find two particular books out of the entire library. I'm going to ask you to try to find a true book, and I'm going to ask you to try to find a story chapter book. I'm going to teach you right now how to use the Homeplace codes to find these books on the bookshelf. Here I have a catalog search. I typed in the search for a place far away called South America. And when I look at this list of books, I can see that they have this code right here. This little dark blue code at the bottom of the box, that's the Homeplace code. That's going to be on the spine of the books. That's the number I have to try to find in the library. But I don't start out looking at the spines. Can you imagine how long it would take me to go looking book by book, checking to see if I could find the number 980? It'd take forever. Nope. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to look at the neighborhoods. Up here on the bookshelves. These neighborhood codes are called a set or a range. The first number is going to be the first book on the bookshelf. But that second number, that's not the second book on the bookshelf. Nope, that number is the last book in the set. Down, down, all the way down. The number 998. And in between those two numbers, there's so many books. That's because this is a range. You say this dashes through. This is 975 through 998. There's lots of numbers in between those two numbers. There's 976, 977, 978, 979, and then all of the 980s are in there too. This is where my South America book is going to be. Even though it doesn't say 980, I have to know that my number is in between those two numbers. Now, do I start looking book by book, trying to find 980? Nope. I pick one book on the bookshelf, kind of right in the middle of the shelf. I focus on it, and I figure out if my number is higher or lower. Is 980 higher than 976 or less than 976? 980. That's higher. So I'm going to jump to the next bookshelf. I'm not even going to check the end of that bookshelf. I'm just going to jump to the next bookshelf. 985. Is that number higher or lower than 980? Oh, it's higher, isn't it? So I'm going to go backwards. Oh, 981. Is that higher or lower? Keep going backwards because I want 980 and it's lower. Oh, there it is. There's my number. These are the books on South America. I found my Homeplace code. First, I looked at the range. Then I chose one book from the middle of the shelf and I asked myself, do I have to go forward or backward, up the number line or down the number line? Now, nonfiction books. Nonfiction books have numbers. So all of these bookshelves here in the back corner of the library, all the way down the wall where the smartboard is, all of those books are true books. Nonfiction has numbers. You'll have to use the neighborhoods to figure out where your call number is. Where's your Homeplace code? But when it's time to look for storybooks, you're going to go over to the story corner, because this is where you're going to try to find your chapter books. Right over here in the general fiction section, this is where the chapter books start, and they are by the author's last name. So the author's last name means you're going to be using ABC order. Again, it's a set or a range. Just because this says A through C, you have to recognize that yes, this is where the B names would be, because B is in between A and C. This is where some C names are, where the D names are, where the E names are, and some of the F names. See how this works? In between the C and the F, there's missing letters. The first book on the shelf is going to be CAZ. The last book on the shelf is going to be, that's right, FIN, all the way down to the bottom. That's how the set works. And in between, well, that's where the D names would be. So, to help you, you can sing the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, more F's, G, H, more H's, more H's, I, J, K, K, L, M, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. So, if I wanted to find an author whose chapter book had the last name of Walker, because the author's last name was Walker, then this would be my bookshelf, because Walker would be here between S and Z. And again, I don't look book by book. That would take too long. You pick one book in the middle and you say T. Does W come before T or after T? After. So, jump to the next shelf. Pick one book in the middle of the shelf. Oh, it's a W, but it's a W-E name. Now I need to know how to spell Walker. W-A is in front of W-E. And I back up until I find the letters that I'm supposed to. Okay? Boys and girls, good luck. Some of you are going to be looking here near the bear chair at the fiction chapter books by the author's last name, and some of you are going to be looking in the true book section for numbers.